What's up guys, I'm Nico of CamCrunch, and today I'm going to talk about a topic that I've wanted to talk about for quite a while now, and that is how many flashes should you get when you're first starting off with off-camera flash. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because I always get questions about, not how many flashes people should buy, but people usually start off when they message me, they sometimes start off by saying, "Oh, I'm getting like 2 Yongnuo speedlights, 3 Yongnuo speedlights, so on and so forth." And in my mind, it's like the way they ask a question is that they're total beginners and they're jumping into so much equipment. Now, this equipment isn't as expensive as it used to be. You can get a lot of equipment for, for very cheap nowadays, but even then, I still recommend going with just one flash when you're first starting off. Now, there are a few reasons for this, and I'm going to outline them one by one in this video. So the first reason why I recommend just getting one flash when you're first starting off is that you might not enjoy off-camera flash photography. Not everyone does, and it's sort of a waste of money to spend a lot of money on something that you haven't tried yet. It might end up well, but it might not. And again, this stuff's getting cheaper these days, but still, like, you are going to take a loss if you buy equipment new and then you ended up not liking it and then you have to sell it. So that's why I recommend just starting off with one flash first, because you might end up not liking it and you might end up selling your stuff and you might end up losing money. But if you have to resell one thing rather than reselling 3 things, you'll lose a lot less money if you end up not liking off-camera flash photography. And again, not everyone likes off-camera flash. A lot of people like using natural light, and they don't really realize that until they try off-camera flash. So you might end up trying it and then not liking it and then having to sell your gear after. So you don't want to invest too much money on something that you haven't tried yet and something that you're not sure that you're going to like. Another reason why I think you should start off with one flash is that when you're starting off, you need to learn how to use the light, and you need to know what the light is capable of, because being able to use one additional light in addition to the light around you is already a lot. It opens up so many possibilities, and you can take 100 pictures using one off-camera flash, and none of them will look the same if you really push yourself and try new things. I made that mistake. I actually started off with just one flash, so I was playing with one flash at first, but I think I jumped into too many flashes soon. I didn't really push myself to use one flash long enough and take it far enough to be able to appreciate what you can do with one flash, and to really be able to push it to the limit and know what you can do and know when to add another flash. And that's sort of my third point, and that is you don't really learn how to use off-camera flash by using multiple flashes, and you can. I probably would have been able to get it if I had multiple flashes, and I'm sure a lot of you too, but sometimes especially nowadays when you have so many tutorials on the internet, when you see someone do something, people usually try to imitate it and not try to learn it. And that's something that you really need to do when you're starting off-camera flash, because you can do so much more if you learn how to use a flash and know why you're doing certain things than if you copy someone's lighting setup, you copy their power, you're copying their camera settings and all that sort of stuff. You need to know how the flash works and how the light works, your ratios. You need to learn what the distance of the light does to the what effect it has, versus if you just zoom the light in and out, versus if you lower the power and increase the power. You need to learn what all those things do, and you have your modifiers and all that sort of stuff that you can play with. And that's something that I see a lot of people when they buy multiple flashes, they sort of just want to dive into it. They look at tutorials, like setups, and try to copy other people's setups and try to copy their power, but they don't really know what they're doing. So it's sort of like learning how to play the piano or learning a song by looking at where someone pushes their, what keys they push in, versus learning how to read music and learning how to play chords and that sort of stuff. So that's kind of like reason 2 and 3. Do I have another reason for it? Yeah, and I think that, all that stuff basically sums it up. The first reason, which I guess isn't as big a deal as the second and third reason, is that you might end up having to sell your gear if you don't like using off-camera flash. And I see that a lot. Some people just try it and they end up not liking it. And the second/third reason is that you can do a lot with one flash, and if you buy more than one flash, you miss that opportunity to experiment with one flash. Now you still have that opportunity, but you sort of you don't get pressured as much to use one flash because you have other flashes to play with, and you sort of take for granted the amount of things you can do with one flash. And also, when you have multiple flashes and you don't learn how one flash works and how the different elements to using off-camera flash work, the fundamentals, then you end up copying setups, but you don't really know why each light is where they are, and you don't know how to alter that setup to really get the result that's specific for what you're doing. So I guess those are the reasons why I encourage you to just buy one flash when you're starting off and not really dive into 2 or 3 or 4 flashes. Now, I see a lot of people move fast. They learn really quickly, and they want to try new things, and that's cool. Like, that's how it should be done. You should learn how to use one flash, and depending on how quickly you learn how to use that one flash, you can move on, but you should really just start with one flash first. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say about this topic, about how many flashes you should get when you're first starting off. Again, I recommend one flash. Learn how to use that one flash, learn what it can do, learn the potential about what one flash can do, and really learn how off-camera flash works, how the light works, and then move on from there. Because once you learn one flash, you can just add another one, and then you can add another one, and you can add another one, and it's easy when you know how to use one flash. So yeah, I'm Nico of CAMCRUNCH, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe, like the video, favorite the video, and I'll talk to you guys next time.